So when someone walks in, they get this presence of this brand new build feel. A lot of houses don't really have this. You definitely get your money back on this, something to exploit, especially now. Like I've said, a lot of people are working from home. Welcome everyone to another video. My name is Hagel, aka Hags, and today, yet again, I am at my bungalow refurb. You can see we are so close to completing. So if you haven't watched my last video of the update of this property, you want to go and watch that, because soon the full refurb before and after will be out. But in today's video, I'll be telling you the cheapest ways of adding value to a property, whether it's a refurb for a buy-to-let, a refurb for a flip, or even just for yourself to live in. So stick with me, because this one you're not going to know some of, but you may know some as well. So let's start off straight away with the first step, and that is adding a back house. I'm sure you haven't heard that one before, but adding a back house not only adds value in the sense that people can get away from that house, but also it could be a games room, it could be an office, it could be where the kids go and play, especially if your garden is a relatively decent size. You can get something not too big where it takes up the whole garden, because a lot of people in the UK like a garden, but something which sits right at the back of the house, back of the garden, and you can go there to do work, etc. And speaking of work, a lot of people are working from home now, or they're doing some days at home, some days they're in the office. And if they've got kids, a dog, etc., they want to go away from the house in silence and do some work there. So that's such an added bonus. And to be honest, these sort of things can range from around £5,000 to £10,000. Again, you definitely get your money back on this, especially when a lot of houses don't really have this, and it's something to exploit, especially now. Like I've said, a lot of people are working from home. So now moving on to my second point, and when someone comes to view a property, whether it's to buy, sell, or rent, whatever it is, you want to make sure the house looks as big as possible. And how would you do that on the cheapest budget? And this is the cheapest thing you can do out of this list, and that is lighting. I know that sounds so generic. Of course you want good lighting, but I mean a warm, nice light in every single room. So in this hallway that I'm in now, in my bungalow, we've done spotlights. So when someone walks in, they get this presence of this brand new build feel. And not only that, they go into every single room and see that there's this nice warm light which reflects off the white walls, and it just makes that room look even bigger. So things like that, definitely look into switch up the lighting, add that warm lighting, and not only that, windows as well can make a big change. So if you can push a budget slightly further for a couple of £100 more, I would say a small window can range from around £300 to £500, just to get in extra light into that room, whether it's a kitchen or bathroom. Definitely look to get that in there. Add maybe that extra window just to let that light come in, because not only that lighting is going to do the trick, but the window. Following on from the part one of this video, I have mentioned refurb, the cosmetics refurb, and I want to elaborate slightly on that. And not only can you get kitchen very cheap, and I'll tell you exactly how. You can look on places like eBay. eBay, a lot of people are selling either their kitchen or second-hand kitchens that they don't need anymore. And of course, you're not going to get the one which is scratched up, but you can get them, and even if it's too big, you don't need all the cabinets. Your builder can definitely work with you to measure everything, make sure it's the right size. Or you go to somewhere like Howden's who give you the measurements. You can look online as well. eBay is a great example. And not only that, speaking of Howden's and other kitchen stores, you can use their shop front kitchens. Sometimes they're selling those at a very large discount. You can go to them, even if they don't have it at that store, you can ask them, do you have any shop front kitchens available that you're looking to offload? And to be honest with you, a lot of the time they do have one or two. And even if it's, again, like I've said, slightly too big, it's perfectly fine, because you can just throw away those cupboards. You don't need them. As long as it's bigger than smaller, you're perfectly fine. And again, with the bathroom, just look online. There's so many cheap options. My bathroom was £700 initially. and it dropped down to £550 from a little sale that they had. So it's a matter of just doing your research out there, finding these cheap deals. And again, like I've said with eBay, you can find a cheap toilet. You can find, of course, you're not going to get a second-hand toilet, are you? But some people are looking to offload a toilet or a sink or a bath because they don't need it at their project, or they bought too many, or I don't know what the reason is. But again, there are so many cheaper alternatives. And again, like I said, if you go to a bathroom store, they may have ones on display which they want to get rid of as well. And to finish up, the most obvious one, the one that is, again, I'd say actually cheaper than the last lighting situation one, and that is doing some refurb yourself. And I've done some in this project. I painted the renderer all over the outside, and that saved me a good £1,000–2,000. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I know I can paint a wall. So it's a matter of just sort of learning as you go. And not only that, it will help you in the other projects as well. I've also done the garden, which is absolutely huge, which you can see in front of me. It took me a good couple of days, to be honest. I know a lot of people don't have much time on their hands, but honestly, spend a weekend, come to the project, come to the property, and just do some things yourself that you can. I've left the interior for my builder, but that's purely because I want the finish to be 100% perfect. So there we have it. Those are my top tips, part 2 of this video. Let me know what you think of these ones. They're slightly different. Definitely check the back house, as not a lot of people, again, have space in their property to extend, etc. So again, that's another point I forgot to point out. But there we have it. I've been Handel, aka Hags. Don't forget the name, and I'll catch you in the next